Hey friends! So today I'm going to show you how I make my meatloaf. My little sister says it's like the best meatloaf ever and it's super simple, and honestly Rachel can't really cook very well, so this is one of my favorite little dishes. So I usually use the McCormick's meatloaf. It's kind of cheating probably, but I love it, and I'm a mom and I like to get things done fast, so I'm just going to put this in a bowl. It already smells good. And then I use a sleeve of Ritz crackers, and I'm going to crush them up. So excuse the noise. Oh, and note to self, if you use a different kind of cracker, which I do sometimes, put in a Ziploc because it's not as contained as this packaging. And honestly, growing up, I never liked meatloaf because, I mean, more power to you. A lot of people like a lot of strange things in their meatloaf. I'm a pretty bland, simple girl. I'm a big, ketchup and meat and potatoes. So that's what we're having tonight. And then I use 1 egg. I use a large Hill Country from H-E-B. Just put that in there. And then, if you know me, you know I'm a ketchup fanatic. So I found this ketchup. It has no high fructose corn syrup. It's 100% natural, no preservatives. I love it. So I just give it a little squirty. And then my bell pepper's kind of getting sad and wrinkled. It's growing old. So I'm going to cut up my bell pepper. See if I can, I don't know if I can see what I'm doing. I'm just cutting it up, okay? I'm not a professional, so I'm probably not doing this right in most people's eyes, but this is just how I do it, okay? I honestly had a phobia of like cooking for a long time because my little sister, if you know her, she's big in the kitchen, and I preheated the oven for 350, but she's big in the kitchen. She loves to bake and make homemade from scratch stuff. She's at the bomb. She learned from my grandma. My grandma can make some homemade bread and homemade noodles for chicken noodle. I don't even know what it's called. It's like chicken, homemade noodles, and like a delicious broth on top of mashed potatoes. Like, oh, better block it. Okay. So I just cut up. Ooh. Sorry, y'all are probably totally judging me, but this is just, probably need a better knife. I'm going to choppy. If my friend Amanda is watching this, she's probably freaking out right now. I always think of her whenever I'm using a knife, so be careful, y'all. She was cutting a pineapple and cut straight through her hand, and poor thing had a bunch of nerve damage. Used to anyway. She's all better now, but she had a great surgeon, and her scar even looks really good, but every time I cut something, I'm always like, ah! You just never know. And the crazy thing is that knives that are dull are what gets you in trouble, not the sharp ones. And if you know me, you know I'm pretty clumsy myself. So, but I'm not trying to freak y'all out. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm just cooking, okay? It's kind of weird talking to myself. I thought about doing this live, but then I thought, what if something like an anomaly happens, and Abel's napping right now, so don't have to worry about him screaming and stuff because mommy duties come first. I'm just gonna dice these up. It's so funny I said that a dull knife is what gets you in trouble, and all of mine are pretty dull. I need new knives. Be very careful. Makes me think of I don't know, it's like a Looney Tune something. Be very, very careful. It's rabbit season. Y'all, I'm killing myself right now. It's pretty sad I don't have an audience, somebody to talk to, but it probably would just be a distraction right now, and then I probably would cut my fingers off. Okay. That's probably enough. I'll just save these in a baggie. And put some bell pepper. And then we're going to get onion. Have any? Oh. To be completely honest, I like to buy the pre-cut onions that are already in a container at H-E-B, but I think I already used them all, so now I'm gonna have to actually cut an onion. You're probably gonna see me cry. I'm gonna go peel it. BRB. Okay. So I was taught that if you cut off the end, cut off the other end, and then you cut it like in squares and cut out the middle immediately, you are less likely to get the cry effect from an onion. So take out that middle thing. I'm gonna go put it in the trash can. Okay, so Cody doesn't like a lot of onion in his meatloaf, so I'm probably gonna do like half of an onion. Okay. We've got bell pepper seeds everywhere. So I preheat the oven for 350. And I usually cook it anywhere between 30 and 40 minutes. It just depends, honestly. I kind of keep my eye on it. Sometimes I'll set the timer for 30 minutes, and then if it looks like almost done, I'll put ketchup on the top to give it a little extra flavor. And plus, I just love ketchup. And then I'll cook it for another like 7 or 9 minutes, some random number like that. And to dice the onions, I'm really not a big onion fan either, or cheese. But honestly, if you can hide just about anything. So Cody's not a big onion fan. He doesn't mind them, but I try to dice them up nice and tiny per his request. Oh, it's funny because I don't really like cooking. But then whenever I give myself a hard time about it, like I'm a terrible cook just because I don't enjoy it, mostly because I've been criticized about my cooking for so long. So whenever I actually go somewhere and somebody's like, oh, I love to cook, and then it's not very good, I'm like, well, hey, maybe I'm not such a bad cook after all. So I figure I share my little recipe. And props for those still watching, because chopping onions takes forever. So I'm going to pause now and stop talking, because maybe I'll fast forward through this part. Okay, I'm gonna put it in my bowl. Oh, that actually looks kind of pretty. There's no meat in there yet, but all my little colors going on. And then we add the meat. I'll take y'all over here. So I know most people have like the same meals that you cook all the time. Like mine are meatloaf, spaghetti. That's Cody's favorite. He requests it all the time. Well, maybe it's his second favorite. He loves fried chicken. So fried chicken. I love to make homemade French fries. Lettuce wraps. This is my sister's idea to make these food videos. I feel like it's getting pretty long. It takes a while to get food ready, and this is a quick one. Okay. And then we're going to mix it all up. Sorry, my meat isn't fully thawed. We gotta get her done. Oh, I really don't like looking at myself this long talking to nobody. Just kidding. Self-love is important. You're supposed to love yourself. So, you are so beautiful to me. It's so funny because I've always been like, I'm not confident. I don't have confidence. And some people, you know, don't really understand. But then I came to learn that confidence is something that you aren't born with. Like, it doesn't just come naturally. I mean, for most people anyway. I'm sure there's probably some people out there like that. But overall, confidence is something that is practiced, that is trained. Like telling yourself affirmations every day. Like mine on my calendar, I wrote, I'm confident, I am beautiful, I am brave, I am bold, I am blessed, and I am worthy. So it's important to remind yourself of that. Like, we are made in His image and we are beautiful. Every single one of us. There's no such thing as perfect anyway. No such thing as perfect. Except for God. He's perfect. I'm just mixing it together. Trying to get this egg spread out. I wish you could taste it because my sister's always like, it's the best meatloaf ever. Okay. I try. I usually add a little Worcestershire, but I don't have any right now. Mainly because I think I used too much last time. Like, talk about the most tender fall apart meatloaf ever. So just a splash if you want to add some Worcestershire. Okay, so here's what it looks like all mixed up. And then we're going to come over here, put it in the pan. Whoop. So, okay, I'm about to get my hands dirty. Oh, you can't even see me. I just put it in a nice little roll. And see, this is why I don't cook, y'all. I think I forgot a step. Let me see. Okay. I did it. I did it all. Put it in like a meatloaf shape or shape of a bread. A loaf of bread. I swear, I wish I was born like 30 years ago and I got to live somewhere where I could talk like that. It's so fun. It's funny, I'm in a Rhodesian Ridgeback like rescue page because I love Ridgebacks and I love them. And some of the ways people in Australia talk, it's so awesome, but I'm like, I don't even know what that means. Like, I'm all Googling. But it's different and I love it. I'm not talking Australian though, I'm sure. I'm talking made up whatever, I don't know. It's like British, English, and Aussie all mixed together. Okay, so there's the meatloaf. I'm going to stick it in the oven. Oh, so set the timer for 30 minutes. No, we'll do 33 because I'm feeling that's my lucky number. Ooh, I started the microwave. See? Rachel's losing it. I did it again. Timer. Okay. It's so weird that I'm even still nervous. It's not even live, Rachel. Get it together. Okay. So with meatloaf, we are going to have some homemade French fries. Well, 3 potatoes, rustic potatoes, good sized potatoes. Okay, and we're going to, people think I'm weird because I washed them twice, but oh no, we got short girl problems. I just usually put a walnut sack in a bowl and peel, or usually, honestly, if Cody's home, he peels potatoes. He's good like that. Thanks, babe, for peeling potatoes. Doubt you're even listening. Oh, goodness. So I usually start the potatoes probably like 10 or 15 minutes before the meatloaf is done. And I cook them in olive oil. It's more expensive, but it's better for you. And I cut them real thin, I'll show you. And I usually cook them in 2 batches, just depending on how much it comes out to be. Because Cody loves him some homemade French fries. And then when I'm done, I coat them with Tony's seasoning. I love Tony's. And, you know, to be personal with y'all, like, I love me some potatoes. And growing up, when times were tough, a bag of potatoes can go far. And you can make so many different things with potatoes. Mashed potatoes, French fries, baked potato, potato chips. You could, like, just boil them. Breakfast potatoes. I remember one time, me and my sister we were desperate and we wanted French fries, and this is before we got our plug-in stove. So we went to the hotel microwave and just cooked it like a baked potato, and then cut it up like French fries and poured salt on it and dipped it in ketchup. Pretty good. Okay, wash them again. Whoop! Almost dropped them. I'm gonna cut them up. Cut them up. I go long way, so go longer. And I know what a lot of people like thick French fries, but I do mine pretty thin because they cook faster and they go farther. It's like a trick on the mind if you're eating smaller bites, like more frequently rather than a big bite, like you'll eat less, supposedly. So I like to do it nice and little and thin, but not too thin. Like this is a good sized one. Okay, so I'm gonna start talking for a little while, so I'll fast forward through this part if I can figure that out, because it's probably gonna take a minute. Had some stragglers. You see, got your trash in a bag, ready to go. I'm gonna put the ones that are done in the bowl. Can't believe Abel hasn't woke up yet. He's probably in there talking. Maybe we'll get to end the show with Abel's beautiful little face. It's picture day today. or we got the pictures back today, and he's like smirking in it. He was really cranky that day. So, hey, whatever. Nothing's perfect. It's in the moment. It's so funny because he goes to bed not super early. I probably put him to bed like 9:30. That's what I try to do every day. And he does not like to get up in the morning. Some mornings, it's like the mornings that he has to get up, he wants to sleep till like 9:30. And I'm like, we're supposed to be there no later than 9:30. Like, come on, get up, eat breakfast, let's go. And then on the days where we don't have anything in the morning, at 8:30, he's awake, of course. So, very thankful to have the energy that I do, because some days are hard. Mom life is not easy. I know this morning I went to take him to school, and on the way there, I was thinking to myself, like, I'm late again, and Abel is eating Fruit Loops and a lemon cake, because that's the only thing that would make him happy before we left, and it's a Ziploc baggie. I'm like, hey, as long as he's fed and it's on the road, like, we're on the road and he's getting fed, like, do the best I can. Nobody's perfect. I try to be, though. Oop, I lost one. Goodness. Natalie, if you're still watching this, this is long. It's probably going to take me 30 minutes. This is insane. Guess you really don't realize how long it takes you to actually cook something until you go and set a timer. See, something like this is too thin. It'll still be good, but you don't want to turn into a potato chip French fry. Some of you are probably watching this, if you're still watching it, thinking, she does Plexus. Why is she making French fries? But y'all, that's why I do Plexus, so I can still have French fries. I don't have them every day anymore, but... And there's also block. I got it right here. Oh my gosh, paper problems again. Oh no. This right here, blocks 48% of starches and sugars. Sorry, the phone rang and it stopped everything. So Cody just called. He's not going to be home for another hour and a half, so that's okay. The meatloaf will be done, and the French fries. Oops. French fries are all cut up, ready to go. This is the oil I use, HEB olive oil, extra light. Oh, I didn't even show you the package, but the meat that I'm using is the extra lean from HEB. It's not necessarily the best tasting, from what I've heard. The more fatty things are, the better they taste, of course. But it's better for you. And when I count my macros and put this in, it works pretty good. Minus the crackers. The crackers kind of take it off for me. I don't get many carbs. It's like crackers or French fries. And put some oil in the pan. I probably do like that much. Just enough to coat the bottom and cover the fries. Don't like to make it too deep just in case, you know, I don't want to waste all this. It's expensive. I say expensive, but like, you know, normal jug's probably like a couple bucks. And this one's probably like 9 or 10. So a little bit goes a long way. And so here in a little while, I will top the meatloaf with ketchup and throw the fries in and sprinkle them with a paper towel and some Tony's. And we'll be done. So I will post pictures of the after in the comments below. And if you liked my cooking show, let me know and I'll do it again for you guys. I love you all. Hope you have a wonderful evening and God bless.